Hello, it is Dr. H here for a mini Monday, and these mini Mondays are designed with the intention of elevating your health with a sip of data-driven natural solutions. Again, I'm Dr. H, Dr. Jessica Heemeyer, and it's a real pleasure to be here with you today. Today, we're going to be talking about aging skin, supplements, and nutritional solutions to forward graceful aging. And of course, we want to acknowledge that there's nothing wrong with aging, right? If we have the true privilege and gift of being on this planet, we are going to show signs of the effect of gravity, the effect of time, the effect of heartfelt emotions experienced over our lives. That's a real wonderful thing. But of course, all of us, well, anyone who's here listening right now, I should say we are interested in forwarding graceful aging. So looking our best as we age, feeling our best as we age. And of course, this presentation, a little disclaimer here, does not constitute medical advice. It is intended for informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Do not ignore professional medical advice or seeking treatment because of information contained in this presentation. And of course, if you think you may have a medical emergency, immediately call your doctor or dial 911. So our intention today is that you are present to what your health makes available for you in your life, first and foremost. Two, we're going to be talking about how foods and beverages help or hurt us when it comes to graceful aging. And we'll speak specifically to 3 foods that help us age gracefully and 3 foods that hurt us our endeavors to age gracefully. We'll be talking about 3 supplements with graceful aging benefits. We'll talk about 3 lab numbers to know to identify your personal opportunities, or like I like to call them our OTEs, opportunities to elevate. We will look at 3 of my favorite skincare products, and we will talk about being guided in living well empowered. If we're not currently working together, towards the end, you'll have the opportunity to learn a little bit more about what that might look like to take the next step. So for a moment here, I invite you to consider what your health makes available, and maybe a little bit more specifically as it pertains to today's conversation, I invite you to consider why aging gracefully is important to you. So I'm just going to take a moment for you to contemplate that question. It may sound like a silly question, like, of course it's important to you. But I'd like you to think for a second, when you look your best and you feel your best, what does that make possible for you? And now that you have that front of mind, we will move ahead. So really, at the core of this work, of all of our well-empowered work, is our mission. And our mission is people bringing their gift fully to the world and inspiring others to do the same. And this presentation is delivered in service of this, and our work, whether it's one-on-one or in our group work, is delivered in service of our mission. So how do foods and beverages help us age gracefully? What's the magic that they can perform? One is our foods and beverages provide building blocks. In other words, to build healthy skin and healthy hair and nails and all the different things we might look at to answer the question, are we aging gracefully? We need certain building blocks in order to do that. Now, the number one building block as it pertains to skin is protein. Our skin is literally made of protein. So we need sufficient protein in order to build healthy skin. The second way foods and beverages help us age gracefully is by promoting elasticity, right? Elasticity is one of the signs of aging gracefully, is skin elasticity. Number 3 is promoting hydration, so not looking dry, but hydrated skin. Number 4, foods and beverages can help us age gracefully by protecting us from free radicals. Those are things we encounter, whether that's from our environment, like the pollution, or through the foods and beverages we're eating. When we consume certain foods, they can protect us from free radicals. And our body does naturally produce free radicals. No matter what we do in the process of producing energy, we do produce free radicals. So we can use our food and beverages as a way to minimize the impact of those free radicals. Foods and beverages also have the ability to promote healthy skin turnover. So healthy cell turnover, healthy skin turnover mean the same thing in this context. And then the 6th way that our foods and beverages can help us age gracefully is through promoting healthy hormone balance, through stabilizing our hormones. And I'm not just talking about our sex hormones here. I'm also talking about insulin and cortisol and the whole gamut of hormones that our foods and beverages touch here. So it really took something to pare this down to just 3 foods and beverages that help us age gracefully. So no, these are just 3 of many foods and beverages that help us age gracefully. In other words, there are lots and lots of others we could put on this list, but I decided to pick 3 superstars to focus on today, okay? So the number 1 superstar we're looking at is omega-3 rich, low mercury fish, such as salmon, Arctic char, and trout. So why do we care about these? Why are these such superstars? One is because protein and omega-3 rich fats provide foundational building blocks and promote healthy hormone production. So as I mentioned earlier, we need sufficient protein to build collagen. Collagen is the primary protein that is in our skin, that creates our skin, and it requires lots of different amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, in order to make that collagen. So our omega-3 rich low mercury fish, they're going to provide us protein, which is required to build healthy skin, and then they're also going to provide us with healthy fats, which collectively between the 2 are also going to help with healthy hormone function. So the protein will help with that as well as the fat. So big superstar win here. Of course, we always want to focus on low mercury because higher mercury fish, if we consume them in excess, we're actually going to be exposing ourselves to more toxins. Higher mercury fish, these are things like tuna or swordfish. These are not things you need to necessarily avoid altogether, but you want to be mindful about how frequently you consume them. Then we have our second superstar of the day, which is broccoli. I had a lot to say about broccoli. Why do I love broccoli so much? Right. So first of all, it has antioxidants that protect from free radicals and promote healthy cell turnover. So it promotes, the antioxidants promote the healthy rejuvenation of our skin cells. Vitamin C, broccoli, super high in vitamin C, and vitamin C is a superstar in promoting healthy collagen formation. We cannot form healthy collagen without vitamin C. Broccoli is also rich in something called diindolylmethane, DIM. You may have seen this in supplement form before, but you can get it from your food also. And DIM supports healthy hormone metabolism, our estrogens in particular. So that can be useful for healthy skin. And a little nutritional fun fact, 1 cup of broccoli contains 81 milligrams of vitamin C. 1 orange contains 51 milligrams of vitamin C. So a lot of people don't know what a superstar broccoli is when it comes to vitamin C. Then we have olive oil. Why do we love olive oil so much? Olive oil also contains antioxidants, and it contains antioxidants that protect against free radicals, reducing signs of aging. It also provides healthy anti-inflammatory fats essential for healthy hydration of skin. So again, it was really difficult coming up with only 3 foods on this list, but that is what we have. Our top 3 being our omega-3 rich fish, right? Low mercury fish, broccoli, and olive oil. Guess what I'm having for dinner tonight? How do foods and beverages interfere with graceful aging? So number one, through increased exposure to toxins, that leads to increased damage, increased free radicals, deplete our nutrients, insufficient building blocks means we're unable to build healthy skin. Foods and beverages can also interfere with healthy hormones, and certain foods and beverages are going to have a dehydrating effect, causing us to appear, ultimately having our skin look more aged. So what are the 3 foods and beverages that interfere with graceful aging? So this first one, I just gave a big old category to, right? Sugar. So sugar, one of my brothers likes to tease me because I say hashtag sugar's the devil. But really, it's just such a stinker for so many people. It's highly addictive and it can just sneak in so many different corners. So sugar, why it's such a problem when it comes to graceful aging is it promotes free radical production. It interferes with healthy hormone production and also promotes growth of yeast and candida, which can show up in the skin, also is going to cause the skin to look more dry. So lots of different things that sugar does that is going to interfere with graceful aging. We could start to look at, okay, what amount of sugar is a problem for me? That's a little bit of a unique question, but one thing I would encourage you to do is start to calculate the grams of sugar you're having on a daily basis. You can, look these items up online. And by the way, I do count fruit sugars as sugars. Now, of course, fruit has a lot to offer besides just sugar, but for people who might be consuming a high sugar smoothie or eating lots of high sugar fruits, whether that's mangoes or dates or, pineapple, things like that. If you're eating lots of them, I definitely encourage you to start to quantify the amount of sugar there and wrap your head around the number of grams of sugar you're getting in one sitting. This is definitely something I work with people on when we work together one-on-one or in a group, is figuring out where your sugar is and where it would be better placed in the way of daily consumption. Then we have alcohol in excess. I'm sure this is not a huge surprise to any of you. Why does alcohol interfere with graceful aging? One is increased toxins that leads to damage to cells. Also, alcohol goes through our detox pathways and it uses up precious resources and being metabolized. So resources, in other words, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants are the resources I'm really speaking to, even amino acids, which are the building blocks for protein. So it uses all these things up that we need to build healthy skin and to promote healthy hormones, to promote healthy skin, and it's going to use all that up. And of course, alcohol is dehydrating. So what is alcohol in excess? Well, really, ideally, in a perfect world, we women would be trending towards about 4 alcoholic beverages total per week, and men towards, about 12 or so, 12 to 14 maybe. And to me, the most important thing in this journey, whether it's around sugar or alcohol, is to start where you are. So if you start to reflect on the amount of alcohol you currently consume and think that 4 drinks a week is, about the same as climbing Mount Everest tomorrow, probably not likely. If that feels the same for you, then I really invite you to start by just wrapping your head around where you are. In other words, maybe you start by just counting the number of alcoholic beverages you have in a week, and then play a game of just shifting it a little bit, right? Just shifting it a little bit might be, okay, 3 nights a week, I'm going to reduce my total alcohol consumption by 1. Or maybe you'll decide that 2 nights a week, you're just going to not have any alcohol whatsoever. So really be in the looking for yourself of what is the next step you could take in this game moving ahead. Then we have food sensitivities. So food sensitivities, I know this can be a little bit confusing, but different people react to different things, and food sensitivities can be delayed reactions that take up to 72 hours to show up. They're common causes of interference with graceful aging because they are a source of acne, eczema, and other skin flares, whether that's rosacea or just general dryness, things like that. And then they will also, through stimulating your immune system, lead to increased free radical production. The most common food sensitivities that I encounter, and it doesn't mean everyone in the world has them, but the most common food sensitivities I encounter are gluten, dairy, and yeast. Those are the top 3 food sensitivities I encounter on a daily basis with the people who I work with. Then we have 3 supplements with graceful aging benefits. Number 1 on the list, maybe not a huge surprise given that we talked about vitamin C with broccoli, but vitamin C has some really great benefits around promoting production of healthy skin. As I mentioned earlier, vitamin C is essential for healthy collagen formation. So that vitamin C can be supplementation. 1,000 milligrams a day can go a long way. Another thing about vitamin C, why it can be a really helpful daily supplement, is that it's going to, if I start to think about beyond aging, it's going to provide some adrenal support. So vitamin C, if you tend to go at a pretty fast pace in your life and your stress levels are quite high, vitamin C is a nice way to very gently support your adrenals. Vitamin C also, most people are familiar with its benefits around immune support. So vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams a day can be a nice daily dose to hit a number of different things that are important to most of us. Then we have vitamin D. Now, vitamin D, there are a lot of different ways that vitamin D can support healthy aging. One of them is through its interaction with our hormones. It's our ability to support healthy hormone levels. The thing about vitamin D is you want to make sure you're taking the right amount for your body's needs. And that really does vary depending on how you uniquely absorb vitamin D and how your vitamin D receptors work. And to give you a little bit of an example of this, my husband, he has some genetic mutations of his vitamin D receptors, and he needs about 5,000 IU of vitamin D a day. For me, my vitamin D receptors are a little bit more sensitive, so I actually can get away with about 7,000 IU in a week, so 1,000 IU a day. So that's quite different. So knowing how your body uniquely absorbs and utilizes vitamin D is helpful in figuring out what the best dose is for you. Omega-3 fatty acids, also obviously mentioned earlier today. Yes, you can get them from your food. I do test omega-3 fatty acids in a lot of the people who I work with, because for some people more than others, hitting the mark with those omega-3s through nutrition alone can be tricky. And there's a great test we can do to measure your omega-3 fatty acid levels. For most people, when we are supplementing with omega-3s, we're looking to get about 1,200 to 2,000 milligrams of omega-3s a day. Now, this can be a little bit tricky because omega-3 supplements, they can be misleading. This is probably an entire webinar in and of itself, but just know when it comes to omega-3 supplements, you really do get what you pay for. A few of my favorite omega-3 supplement brands are Nordic Naturals. Carlson's makes some really good omega-3 fatty acids as well. Those are the ones I mostly turn to. And then a bonus tip here, right? Consider collagen supplementation if you don't get enough protein from your diet alone. You could even play around a little bit. There are a few conflicting theories and some conflicting research on whether collagen supplementation actually promotes healthy aging. But, it's a pretty low risk supplement. In other words, I can't really think of any reason why anyone, quote unquote, shouldn't supplement with collagen. I can't think of a problem I'd be concerned about occurring with collagen supplementation. So you could really just try for yourself. Designed for Health makes a supplement called Whole Body Collagen. I really like that one. There are other good ones out there. That's just my personal favorite. And you could give it a try, take it for, call it a month or 2 months and see if you notice any difference in your skin. And 3 lab tests that identify your personal OTEs, opportunities to elevate. Not a surprise, 2 of these were on the previous page, right? So vitamin D, again, I really do take a data-driven, customized approach here. So knowing where your vitamin D is will help us understand how to supplement with vitamin D to hit the optimal range. To me, the optimal range of vitamin D for most people is about 40 to 55. If you have an autoimmune condition, I probably am going to want to see it a little bit higher. Or if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis in that 50 to 65 range, I'd like to see that vitamin D then. Omega-3 fatty acids, again, that is a simple lab test I run on almost everyone who I work with. And I like to see this between 6 and 7 for most people, which is a little bit higher than the quote unquote lab normal range. There are certain people, especially people with family history of heart disease or who are showing these beginning signs of increased risk of heart disease, whether that's due to their lipid panel or inflammatory markers, then I'd like to see those omega-3 fatty acids in that 7 to 8 range. So 6 to 7, if we're just thinking about skin alone, 7 to 8, if we're thinking more about heart health and inflammation. This last one here, HSCRP, is a measurement of inflammation. It stands for high sensitivity C-reactive protein. I like to see that under 1.5, ideally under 1, but under 1.5 is great. Increased inflammation means increased free radicals, and increased free radicals means increased cell damage, and increased cell damage means increased aging. So that is why we care about inflammation here. Now, turning our attention to 3 of my favorite skincare products, and I do want to issue a little bit of a disclaimer here that, of course, what's right for me may not be right for you and your skin. But I thought I'd share a couple of things that I do really, really like. And the first thing is a retinol. So Biossance squalene and retinol serum used at night. I find it to be very gentle. My skin tends to react to higher dose retinol or like the prescription form tretinoin. This is just really gentle. It doesn't overly dry my skin, but it does produce the outcomes I'm looking for. And retinol promotes healthy skin turnover. That's why we like retinol. Note, retinol in any of its forms is not for use while pregnant or breastfeeding. It's important to avoid it during this time of life. And then also, we want to make sure if we're using any kind of retinol that we use SPF in the daytime, because retinol increases our sensitivity to sun. I've never done this before. I put a link in here. So let's see if this is going to pull up the link for us. Hold on. I'm clicking on it. Oh, look at that. Hold on. I'm going to screen share. We're going to change this to the new vision so we can see here. This is the, here we go. This is, this is the retinol that I'm talking about that I really, really like. You can see I purchased it just a month ago. There you go. All right. So now going back to our PowerPoint, here we go. The next skincare product we're going to look at together is Suntegrity. So Suntegrity, they make a few different tinted SPFs. One is called Impeccable Skin, which is great if you tend to be a little bit more oily or like more of a matted finish. And they have another one called 5-in-1 that's a little bit more moisturizing if your skin tends to be a little bit dry. I really like this because it provides sun protection with a light finished look. And I also really love this company. The other thing that I really like about this is that it doesn't contain titanium dioxide. I really react to titanium dioxide. I think it's one of the most hidden products that, when I think about what people react to, titanium dioxide. is a common culprit, and it's safe. It's not like a scary or toxic product. It's just that a lot of people, or ingredient rather, it's a thing that a lot of people react to, and Suntegrity doesn't contain any. You can get samples of both of these on their website. So coming to their website, you can get these nice little match sets, one for $3. This Impeccable Skin, again, is the one that's a bit more matte. And then down here, the 5-in-1 tinted sunscreen. This is a little bit more moisturizing. So if you want to take it for a spin, you can get your, your samples here and see if you like it for yourself. Going back to our PowerPoint here. Oh, geez, I just realized that I didn't didn't do a little screen share. Sorry, I'm going to correct that real quickly. So here we go. Here is the Suntegrity website and the Impeccable Skin. This is the one that's a bit more matte, and for $3, you can get a color match set of this one. And then down here, the 5-in-1 tinted is a bit more moisturizing, and you can get the match set of this if you're interested. Okay, learning curve here with these links put in here. All right, so the last one we're looking at here is an eye cream I really like by Dr. Hauschka, Regenerating Eye Cream. I really like this because it's moisturizing, but it's light. It doesn't cause any makeup to slide all over the place, and it also doesn't cause like clogged pores like some eye creams have done for me. And I also feel like it reduces appearances of fine lines. You can get this for 10% off on Fullscript. And if you'd like to give this a try, send us an email. Make sure that you have a Fullscript account, and we'll get you rolling on this one. I'll show you via his website what you're looking for. So this is his Dr. Hauschka Regenerating Eye Cream. There we go. This is it. So yes, it is an investment. I do really like it, though. I will say I do really like it. So here we go, back to our PowerPoint slide. Okay, so if you are interested, well, there we have all the gist of our information today. And if you're interested in working together, if we don't already work together, please reach out and schedule your complimentary 30-minute consultation. You can do that by texting us at 312-967-8000 or emailing we@wellempowered.com or going on our website, wellempowered.com. Easy click to schedule a complimentary consultation. And as we chat, if you do feel like it would be a great next step to work together, then we'll talk about completing your health audit, which consists of 2 90-minute sessions conducted remotely. The first one being discovery, me learning a lot more about you and your health, where you are, where you've been, where you're committed you be. And then we're figuring out what are the missing puzzle pieces in the way of labs. We have you complete them between the first and the second appointment. That second appointment is what we call solution. We talk about your plan for moving ahead. And then we also talk about moving ahead in our work together beyond that health audit. Because information is important, but outcomes are the most important. So moving from information to outcomes, that's a journey that occurs over time. And if we're not already connected, you can find us on social media, Instagram at Well Empowered, Facebook at You Well Empowered, and on LinkedIn. So thank you so much for being here today. When your health is handled, you bring fully to this world what only you can, and that is a gift not to be missed. So thank you very much for being here. To me, this is a journey that is all about dancing in being inspired, gathering information, getting strategic about how to care for ourselves. And really, it is all in service of bringing our gifts fully to the world. So thank you again. Have a wonderful day. If you found this useful, please share this conversation with loved ones. I'll stick around here in case anyone has any questions. Okay, thank you so much.